And welcome to another episode of Live 605. I'm your host and good friend, Con from the Straight Whisker, aka Shave the Man, coming to you rather ubiquitously. Thank you, and welcome to those of you who are tuning in through, ready for this, YouTube, through Facebook, and believe it or not, the soon-to-be sunsetted platform Periscope on Twitter. So yes, we're actually streaming live to Twitter, which is quite odd. I don't know why they're syncing the platform, but or the video side of things. Anyway, I don't know if anyone uses Periscope these days, but we shall soon see. And how we'll see is if you leave some comments below. Doesn't matter where you are, where you're watching us from. It doesn't matter how you get here, as long as you get here, and that's the main thing. I'll be trying to say hello to as many people as possible as they jump on the live. As I say, and I say this every single week, it's kind of a little bit, well, laborious to sit there and say hello to everyone. Thank you, as I say, once again for tuning in. It's really, really exciting that we're trying to push out these lives. There's been a lot of positive feedback. Funnily enough, a lot of people have been sending me DMs. We've even had a few emails, believe it or not. People liking what we do, and yes, thinking that it's that we should continue to do it, which is a wonderful thing. Thank you very much. You're joining us on this live from the shop here, live at the Straight Whisker, and as I say, it doesn't matter how you get to us. If you get to us through, if you're in the Shave the Man group, which is who we're going to live today, you have to sort of press this little link that allows Facebook to put up your avatar, your photograph, or whatever it is, and your name. Otherwise, all I see at this end is Facebook user. Could be anyone, really. So it's their way of making sure that people receive a certain acknowledgement that they may deserve, and I think that it's an important thing. Anyway, what am I drinking this evening, I hear you ask? Well, surprise, surprise, it's another caffeinated beverage. This is a sort of a three-quarter doppio. It's a doppio, really. But because all the cafes are shut around here, this is a doppio that has come out of a machine that shall remain nameless, but I'll tell you the name of the coffee. It's a Chiaro Scuro. Chiaro Scuro. Sounds very exotic, doesn't it? But wasn't there an Elvis Presley movie called Charo? I think there was. Anyway, let us know if that's one of your favorite films. Let us know. I think it was Charo. It was a serious film with Elvis Presley. I believe he had a beard in that, so we might have to see if we can grab a snippet of it at some stage and put it up here. Anyway, this is what I'm doing. I'm just having this chiaroscuro as I in a rather conceited way wait for this audience to build. It's building. It's enormous. We've got a question. Hello, Matt. Yes, is brush care going to be a topic in the future? Absolutely. Brush care is important. There's a lot of people that the minute you bring up brush care, they go, brush care? Really? Yes, really. Brushes, not all brushes are born the same, and some are more equal than others. It's a little bit cerebral, I know, but yes, you have to look after your brush. And this idea that you're using it with soap all the time is enough of a care regime. Wrong. I've tested the theory. We've also had brushes come in here that look like they can, they've been in the war. The Boer War, no less. Yes, the Boer War. So we will definitely be doing brush care because it's a very, very important thing. We've got some, oh gosh, there's something here in a different language. It's all Greek to me. Shall I read it? Okay. Kalimera φίλε μου από την πατρίδα. Kalimera. Και kalispera, I should say, because it's evening here. I think it's probably Gerasimos or someone. So good evening to all. Good evening, gentlemen's. Today we're going to talk about a topic. Well, there's a couple of things I'm going to talk to you about. One of them is, and I'll start with this topic first, actually, what I'm wearing today. Yes, it's clothing, And I know that before I get all these questions about what it is I'm wearing and what it is I have in my pocket and what I have in my hands and all that kind of stuff, I will tell you. I'll save you all the trouble. Let you know what sort of what stink I'm wearing today. And this is the one of my favourites. It's very good for the cooler weather. It's Bulgari. I don't know if you can see that. Bulgari Man in black. This is an absolute beauty. It's an absolute beauty. It's an oriental spicy offering from Bulgari. So there's got things like wood and rum and leather and amber and vanilla and all sorts of other animalistic scents. And I wear it, and I'm wearing it now in particular because things are getting cooler here in the mountains, as well as everywhere in the southern hemisphere, I would imagine. And it's one that I don't wear. In fact, I would not recommend you wear it in the summer months because it can be a little bit cloying. And so this one is just right for today's temperature up here. Your mileage and your postcode may vary, of course, but for the mountains and for the cooler weather, it's ideal. So that's what I'm wearing today, and I stink. Yeah, I stink. Right, Tim Miles. Yes, Con. When you shave, do you make a load of mess, or are you clean as a whistle with minimal cleanup needed? I make a mess. I make a mess, and I need to have towels and things. I make a mess. I try and be I make a mess. I'm actually quite a messy sort of dude. And I make a mess. But that adds to the whole, then I leave the sink all wet and this and that. There's brushes and things everywhere. So yeah, I'm a kind of a messy shaver. But then I clean up afterwards and then everything is nice. George from Manos, Bulgari. Yes, family originally from Greece. Yes, Sotirios Bulgaris, no less. Sotirios. Sotirios Bulgaris, yes, who moved. Mess is best. I to agree with you, Tim. Yes, let me have some more caffeinated beverage before I go any further. Thank you to those of you that are joining us on YouTube. I see that there's a few people that have jumped on YouTube. Why am I there? It's another platform, and it also means that this video is already on that platform, and then I can splice it up or do other things with it, and then I can either say, yeah, it'll stay there, or I can take it down. So this is an experiment. Tonight is an experiment. You're all part of the experiment. Is there another experiment on TV? There's some sort of experiment. Anyway, yes. Married at first shave, whatever. Some of those guys need to shave too, no doubt. So it's an experiment. We're trying it out, and we're going to see how it goes. I don't know how the whole Twitter thing will be going because, as I said earlier, they're going to sunset the platform, the Periscope platform, because they're just not interested in supporting it anymore. Why would they, with all these other streaming platforms, video platforms? Twitter just thought, yeah, keep it. You guys can do it and we'll have fun there. But as long as it's there, I'm going to still push out to it and use this new piece of software that's doing really well. Okay. Steve, yes, I love the wood essence. Yes, absolutely. Look, it's really interesting. I know there are sort of snobby elements in the fragrance world that say, oh, I don't like designer house fragrances. Usually the nose behind the scent is a bought entity. You know, they've done a bit of this, bit of that, and who wants to wear Hugo Boss, and who wants to wear this, and who wants to wear... Look, if it smells great on you and you're getting the compliments and you enjoy wearing it, wear it. Doesn't matter whether it's niche or fragrance or a designer fragrance. Do what works for you. And today, this is working for me. I might need some time alone after this. Yeah, anyway, I might need some time alone and some hydration. Okay, so tonight's topic, while we're at it, we're going to look at pre-shave oils. It's a contentious issue. A lot of people don't use them. I'm one of those people, I have to confess. But a lot of people do like them and swear by them, and they think they work very well for them, and that's absolutely fine. In fact, I sell them, and it's part of many people's shaving routine because it improves their shave. So there's a couple of points that need to be made about using pre-shave oil. Firstly, it is not a necessary part of your shave. You don't have to use it. It's not compulsory. It's not something that should be a part of your shaving regime. Everyone's different. This guy here is not different. I don't use them that much. I've evaluated and tested them for other people and helped develop a local one up here in the mountains, or gave feedback on what should be in the pre-shave oil. But typically I don't use them, and the reason I don't use them is this: brushes. Oil and brushes don't go well together. It's like fire and oil. Don't bring the two things together. The twain shall not meet. Do not bring the two things together because it can mess up your brush. It can make a mess of the brush, you can clog it up, you've got problems with the brush then lathering. It's very hard to get the oils or to clean the oils effectively out of brushes, which then fits into Matt's earlier comment about doing something on brush cleaning. So I figured let's get the brushes dirty and then let's talk about how we clean them in another episode. So purpose of the pre-shave oil, obviously it's to make your shave better, but it's also designed to make the skin supple, keep it nice and hydrated, and funnily enough, oil does that. It traps the water in the barrier, so you should wash your face first, apply a few drops, rub it into your beard, and then lather away as you would, or load your brush as you would, and then apply it. As I said, it's not my thing. It's something that it's not part of my usual shave regime. Also because, which kind of goes to Tim's thing, can you imagine the mess I would make if I had to introduce shave oil into the equation? So I don't use it. Have used it, don't use it. There are a couple of exceptions, and I'll discuss those briefly. But firstly, before I do, there are things that you should be looking for if you must do the pre-shave oil thing. There's a couple of ingredients that I would look out for if I were you. Castor oil is one of them. They tend to appear in a lot of pre-shave preparations, formulations. Avocado oil needs to be there. Sweet almond oil is another very, very good one. And of course, grapeseed oil. Now, are there variations on that theme? Yes. And there are formulations which put 1 part of castor oil to 2 parts grapeseed oil or whatever. That's the company that makes its secret sauce, and that's what they do. Trufit and Hill makes one, and this is the one that's very popular with customers. They love it. I don't know if you can see that. It's not as viscous. I mean, it's an oil, but it's quite liquidy, so it goes on very, very easily. It's at the top end of the scale. It's a little bit pricey. Do you get what you pay for? In this instance, you do. There are no synthetics in it, and that's another thing. People put in oils and they think, oh yeah, we'll just it's throw together some oils and see what happens. There are many, many, many recipes online. Just jump on if that's your thing and find out how to make your own pre-shave oil. I have made my own pre-shave oil. It's still sitting there. In fact, I'm sure archaeologists will have fun with it when they discover it in centuries from now. I just can't use it. And I can't use it because I don't like it. It just smells fatty. There's not enough room for 2 fatties in the bathroom. There's only me, and the other fatty can sit in a bottle over there. I'm not going to touch it. I'm just not interested. So there's that. There is one secret ingredient that I particularly like, and in the oils, and that is the meadow foam oil. And it happens to be in a couple of products that Powder Healing has done one, which is she calls it a shave oil, and it is a shave oil as well as a pre-shave oil. And this Insight Man does a multifunction oil, so it's kind of it's interesting. The benefit of the meadow foam oil is that it keeps the skin hydrated, and therefore you can shave with it. So this is the one exception. I won't use an oil unless that's all I'm shaving with. If that makes sense. Meaning, no lather, oil, traveling, maybe I'll use it then because it's easy to use. I mean, it's very, very easy. Okay, you just put it in there and off you go. Pre-shave oils and cartridge razors, you may as well shave near the bin and just put everything in the bin after you finish with it, because it'll clog it up and it'll just make a mess of it. So I'm not a fan, I have to say. I'm not a fan at all. So the only time I would use an oil is if I didn't have shaving soap or shaving stick or anything like that, and I could use that oil. And look, I understand it. It's tiny, it's a little thing, like, hey, put it on your face, you're done, you're at the door, it's convenient and all the rest of it. But shaving for me is not just a convenience, it's a way of life. It's a way of life. And I'm sure it's a way of life for many people out there that are watching this as well. So that is an important component in a pre-shave oil. Have a go if you like it. Make your own. If you don't want to make your own and want to benefit from and leverage off those that have put time, effort, and research, R&D, and all the rest of it into doing it, then buy a brand that's ready to go off the shelf. Something that looks like a little cognac bottle or something. Use that. How to use, very briefly, because as I say, I don't want to be here all night talking about shave oils. So wet the face first. Face has to be wet, right? A couple of drops. And just work it into your beard. All of a sudden, you've got oily hands now, you're seeing. Wash your hands. Take a towel, such as this. Wet the towel, so hot towel, and put it on your face. As you would if you're preparing just with a hot towel shave. The reason I do that is because, and have a dedicated towel. In other words, say, this towel has been destroyed, and it will remain destroyed for the rest of its natural life, and only use that towel. Wash it, of course, every week, whatever it is, or how often you shave, and then with the towel, wipe off the oil. And that sounds counterintuitive. Why are you putting on oil and wiping it off? Why is it wipe on, wipe off? What are you, the Karate Kid? No. What it does, it's done its job, it's absorbed into the skin, it's softened the whiskers, it's prepared you for the shave, and you're good to go. There are a couple of barbers that love using them, and in a barber's chair it's fine. Why? Because the barber usually doesn't build a lather with it. They use a lathering machine, and they can put the oil on your face. They can do all of that, right? And they use a chevette, and it's all disposable and thrown away, and it's all done. It's a unique experience. So shave oils in reputable and maybe not so reputable stores are fine. At home, it just adds another layer of complexity that many people swear by. I generally swear and not swear by. But again, your particular user case may vary. Let us know. Yes, John Law's Oils Ain't Oils. That's a reference, an Australian cultural reference that'll be lost on our friends from overseas, but it's Valvoline, you know what I mean. More coffee, I need coffee. This is the caffeine I need to sustain myself and get me through this oily kind of topic. I did have an incident with oil once, and it was like the Exxon Valdez. It was almost an environmental disaster. I had to, bring in hazmat teams and all sorts of things to try and fix all this. Is the Straight Whisker a gentleman's club? Where are all the women? Don't they shave? Con, you may need to do a women's session. You see, it's this guy that could become the subject of a royal commission. Peter Skirless, you've got enough women in your life. Would you want more? Come on. Yes, it is a gentleman's club. So what are you doing here? No, I shouldn't say that. People say, why are you really nasty to that guy? Yeah, well, I know him. And I know Peter. He swears by kiwi fruit, I think. Anyway, yes, what have we got? Mobile, yes. Oh my God, all these comments. I'm blushing. I'm actually blushing. Okay, so that's it. That's it. Use your towel, wipe it off. So the effects of the oil will still be there. If you must use a brush, definitely wipe it off, okay? And then also definitely clean your brush every 2 or 3 days. If you want to go through all of that hassle, if you want to add those layers of complexity to the equation, knock yourself out. As I say, there are good ones. There are other ones. There are ones that have the word hipster in them. Hipster is like using a green screen in a live. I don't want to know you. Yeah, if you use a green screen, I'm out. Okay? It's unimaginative, hipster. This is the way you get people that are hipsters to use other products that don't have the word hipster in them. In fairness to this product called Vaso, in fairness to this product, it's actually a pretty good oil, and it's not gluggy or oily or anything like that, but it ain't for me. Anyway, it might be for you. Let us know. Let us know in the comments if it's for you. And if it is for you, golf clap. Right, so takeaway is this. Is it essential for your shave? No. Does it improve your shave? Yes. Does it make a mess? Yes. Do you need to do extra things to make sure that the bathroom doesn't end up looking like a crime scene? Yes. Remember, the other thing is try and getting oil off. Look, it's messy, right? If someone else is doing, if you're sitting in a barber's chair, I understand, I get it. If you must do it, and it does, look, it does work. It's great. It does work. Use one of these, right? Use a dedicated towel. Have a ceremony outside and say, right, this towel, it was wonderful while it lasted, but it is now about to become a pre-shave oil towel, and that's it. It should go to its designated space, and that's that. As for scents, usually they're like tea tree, which have sort of antiseptic properties, and lavender oils and things like that. And if you don't care for those things, then stay away from it. If you care about your brushes, it pains me to say this, probably again, stay away from it. Does it make a difference if it's synthetic or animal hair? It'll definitely mess your animal hair brush up, definitely. With a synthetic, cruelty-free type brush, it's time for you to be a bit cruel. Use the oil. Look, it's going to stay there, okay? You just got to clean it. Oil, I mean, it's an oil. It's an oil. What do you want? Oils. Put oils on your sneakers, see how they go. Oil, it's an oil, okay? That's it. That's it for the oils. Do we have any other questions? Yes. Now, we've got one. See, it's all Greek to you and Greek to me. Yasu Kimon. I love you. There we are. Very nice. Okay, that was from Greece, obviously. Yes, you're actually a castrol man. For me, okay, what's this show? I wish I knew who this person was. For me, pre-shave oil is basic step for a comfort shave. Yep, absolutely. I know, they work. It works. It works. And if it works for you, stay with it. Don't, just don't dismiss it. It's not something to be dismissed. It works. And it really works when you're sitting in a chair and someone's doing it for you. That's been my experience. But I only use this, as I say, if I'm, if I can't bring it. But look, they say, oh, when you're traveling, what are you traveling to? Are you base camp? What is it, Kathmandu or something? No. But you put things in your toiletry bag, in your dop bag, that you're going to need for your shave. Get a travel shave brush and do your thing. But I get it. I know that. So let's say I was somewhere where I didn't have access to a shave cream or shave soaps or a brush or anything like that. I'd use an oil. I would use an oil, but I'd use water first, put on the oil, take the towel, the hotel's towel, which will be destroyed forever. It'll be destroyed. And then put it in the face and you're done. That's it. Hanging a brush to dry or no, contentious issue. Look, synthetic brushes dry fairly quickly. Animal hair brushes retain more moisture and therefore need a little bit more care. Does hanging a brush upside down make the world of difference? It's marginal, not really. No, unless you're in an environment that's always humid and the brush is never, ever, ever going to get a chance to dry, then that might be an issue. That might be an issue. Do I hang my brushes upside down? Not all of them. And when I do, it's more an aesthetic thing, how they look in the bathroom, or in that messy bathroom of mine. Okay, I know some people, Facebook users, gee, I wish you'd tell you, there's a link you got to, I don't know who you are, but I wish I knew who you were. Anyway, maybe you can put your name in there and we can see. I know some people complain about oil bogging down the lather. My preference is to apply it while I'm in the shower and wait for a bit for it to soak in. Helps especially in the colder months, prevent irritation, dry skin. Absolutely. Look, yeah, I know. It does help. It does help. Some people love it, others not so much. Others have tried it. Let us know if you've tried it and if you think it works for you. Morning, evening con. Yes, it's evening here. Morning maybe there. I use a Preshave almost every shave. I definitely find it helps in a more comfortable shave. Not a fan of oils though, in all honesty. Yeah, I know. Look, neither am I. I'm guilty as charged. Actually, I'm not guilty as charged. Why should I be guilty? I'm not guilty as charged. It is what it is. Oh, that. Would the stray whisker brush cleaner help prolong the life of a brush if used with oil? Yes. This product here, the stray whisker brush oil, will help you. Don't buy it. Use oil and see how you go, and then come in and say, listen, you were right, or order some and you'll see it's very, very inexpensive. It breaks down. You need to break down the oils. You want the fibers of the brush to do their thing, to move freely. Okay, con, are Preshave cubes, PAA, razor rock, etc., just basically the same as soaps, like you're using a soap before you shave? No, there are other things in a soap, in Preshave cubes. Moi, was very, very, look, I'm quite skeptical about a lot of things. I know there's a lot of gimmicky things that happen, and I thought, for example, that particular product, the PAA cube, was a gimmick. 'Tis not. It works. I've tried it with 2-3 day growth, razor blade that was 4 or 5 uses old and all the rest of it. And there is a discernible difference to me. Now, I was using version 1, and then they came out with version 2, and I thought, really? What's next? 3, 4, 4.8? No, it works. It does. It's a difference, but it's not a soap. We had a customer in here the other day that said she uses the cube to clean her makeup brushes. Wow. Yeah, the kabuki brush. So this young lady, I said, look, probably don't use Dad's cube for your makeup brushes. I know you want to somehow, but don't use that on your brushes, please. Don't use the cube for your brushes. Okay, where's the link to allow your name to show up when we're commenting? It's Andy Wilmer, aka the Opinionated Brit. Hello, Andy. Yes, so it's at the top of where it said join the live. There should be a big link with a thing pointing, and it should let you know exactly what it'll say is, hi, would you like us to, is it okay if we use your face and your name and do a bit of identity theft? No. They ask you if it's okay. It requires approval. Now, the other names that are on there are coming to us probably from our Facebook page. All these Facebook comments that I don't see, it just says Facebook user, are from the Shave the Man group. So for some reason, when you're in a group, you need to give permission, and I think it's at the top of this. Find the link. You only need to do it once, and then from then on in, we'll be able to see everyone's face. You can use almond plant oil as a pre-shave, gents. Yes, absolutely, you can. Absolutely, absolutely. In fact, I know people that use olive oil, and it works. I don't want olive oil on my face, other than nablus, when it's been saponified. After the saponification process, terrific. Although saponified olive oil in shave soaps, it's a killer. It's a lather killer, all right? Subpar soap better, less so on the top tier soap. Yeah, okay, presumably you're talking about the cube here? Yeah. It adds that extra bit. Now, and the argument is, shouldn't the soap be good in and of itself and just be great straight out of the tub? Yes. Are there tricks to making some soaps work? For example, there's a whole Mitchell's wool fat forum, an argument about Mitchell's wool fat. There was another one about Eucharist that Jeff Trumper makes with beautiful scent, just delightful scent, but people were having a lot of trouble lathering it, and that's an issue. I love that. I love the scent of that soap. Sometimes it'll be challenging to get a decent lather, and the lather just falls away. It just dissipates. So, will the cube help that? Possibly. Will it? It's certainly not going to harm it. Did you just say saponified? Yes, I did. I did. Stick around for more interesting words like saponified. Yes, get rid of this comment, please. And press the button. I've got all these controls here. One day what I'll do, I'll tell you what I'll do. One day I'll show you the setup here, what we're doing. There's little lights and there's a microphone just there and all the rest of it. Okay, what makes a soap slicker than another soap? What do you think, I'm going to give you the keys to the castle as well? Well, we're talking ratios. Okay, so obviously it's formulation. Look, ingredients are ingredients. You look at the ingredients on a packet and it means diddly squat. You've got stearic acid, you've got glycerin, you might have all sorts of things that come together. I can tell you that there are ingredients like, for example, myristic acid, which does an amazing job with slickness, okay? But again, you go out and buy myristic acid, throw it into a soap, usually creams in this instance, and is it going to make the soap slicker? No, no, because it's about ratios. It's about working with the formulation, tweaking it, and doing things that will bring about slick lanolin. Lanolin could do that, absolutely. I know lanolin certainly produces an outstanding post-shave feel. Who else have we got there? Oh, Lenny. I love Lenny. How are you, darling? You're wonderful. Thanks for joining the live. Yes, I blow kisses to people that join the live, except I'm not going to blow one to Dave James for obvious reasons. He might come in and want one in the flesh. Time for some hydration. So, at the risk of geeking out too much, I shall bring this stream to an end. We've been on this now for, seems like hours. Thank you for watching. Remember, you can join us on Shave the Man, the Facebook group for the Straight Whisker, on Periscope, on Twitter, in other words. And you can also join us on YouTube. So we've hit the tubes. Yes, we've hit the tubes. I've decided to come back to YouTube. YouTube and I have had a very special relationship, and I've decided to now come back. I'm that lover that has left and now come back. I sort of did this for a while, I said, no, I'm not coming back. And then I decided to come back. So I'm back. I'm back to YouTube. A lot of people were asking, Con, when are you going to do another YouTube video and all that? So you're going to do these reviews and things. I answered that in a previous live. I might talk a little bit about that in another live, along with how to look after your brushes in particular, whether you should hang them up or not, or do all this sort of stuff. And talk about not only the accepted wisdom, but what I do. Look, I don't have all the answers, but I like sharing what I know with people, and hopefully this brings some sort of value to you, and hopefully it'll bring value to those that are thinking about this sort of stuff. That's the important thing. Everything else, I mean, it doesn't matter. It really doesn't matter. It's about bringing value to people's lives. Hopefully we can do that. A little bit of entertainment, sans the comments from Tom and co that come on here and ask inane questions. But yes, that is it. It is time for me to leave and to get you to go and have some dinner now if you're in that time zone, or lunch or breakfast or whatever it is that you're doing. Thanks for joining us. If you want to keep the conversation going, leave some comments below. I try and get to, look, the other thing, I try and get to as many comments as possible. I'm not ignoring you. I'd find more novel ways of doing that if I wanted to. There are many novel ways of ignoring you. Like, I don't know, maybe friending you and then unfriending you and then wanting to become friends again or something like that. That's it for me. Thank you. Thanks for joining. I really, really appreciate your time. And we'll see you in the next live. Bye.